Things in Fortnite Season 4 are moving faster than we expected, as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, has begun to harness the power of the Zero Point in order to learn how to travel space and time in the Fortnite universe. All the while, Dr. Doom and his minions conquer Pleasant Park, turning it into Doom's domain. Now that we've finally figured out why mysterious POIs continue to drop in game like Ant-Man, Panther's Prowl, and soon the Collector's Museum, it's time we finally cover Fortnite Season 4 Storyline Explained, Part 1. And of course, this will be the first of many parts as the storyline develops throughout the season. Okay, I'm super excited. There is so much to cover, but I want to make sure we cover the whole story, and in order to do that, we have to rewind and start this story from the beginning. And that involves how we got here. Let's backtrack to Season 3, where we helped a mysterious ancient voyager known as Dio get back home to his lost moon. We repaired his crashed spaceship and sent him on his way. The most interesting part about our time with him was his use of rifts, as he somehow disappeared through one. This is the first time they appear on the new Chapter 2 island. What we didn't know is that these series of events actually opened up a rift in space, which is a direct portal to the Chapter 2 island. Meanwhile, in an alternate universe, Thor has become the Herald of Thunder, working for Galactus. The pair are working together to make Galactus powerful enough so he could stop the Black Winter, the true end of the universe. But on their journey, Galactus spots this rift in space and is immediately drawn to it. The energy coming from the island is too powerful for him to resist, and Thor tries to stop him but decides it'd be quicker to warn whoever's on the other side instead. So, Thor travels through the rift and arrives at the island, also known as Close to Zero. Quickly, he realizes that this place isn't like anything he's seen before. It's a weird anomaly in space and time that attracts supernatural events to it. And for some reason, the people on the island are eerily silent and quickly turn hostile against him. He tries to fight back, but the island seemingly begins to wipe his memory, and he drops his hammer. But just before he fully loses the memory of why he came here, he's reminded that Galactus is on his way and asks Lady Sif on Asgard for backup. Sif hears his call for help and bifrosts the lineup of Marvel's greatest heroes to the island, ready to save us from the impending doom of Galactus. If you look up, you can actually spot him getting closer and closer to consume the Fortnite island every single day. Since the beginning of Season 4, we've had the lingering threat of Galactus among us and have been thrown into the island with new abilities, superhero skins, and POIs without even knowing what's going on. And that's pretty much it. Now you're caught up to speed, but you have to understand, this is just the beginning. This has all been building up to something bigger than we've ever seen before, and it's finally time we talk about where we are now. So right now in Season 4, the storyline doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. In-game as we speak, new locations are being added onto the island, with the most recent ones being the Panther Prowl, Ant Manor, and Trask Industries' Mutant Containment Truck. But why? It's a bit weird that these locations are just popping up out of nowhere and seem to be cut out of where they were originally. If you noticed, most of the POIs look like they were just teleported straight from their universes to the island. So what's going on? Well, players have discovered that Tony Stark's rift beacons are currently running, but what exactly are they? Right now, they are getting stronger and stronger and creating some kind of dome around the top of the map. We know from past seasons that these devices actually have a very special purpose. Like I said, we've seen this kind of device before when it was paired with the classic Season X rift beacons. These specific machines actually harness the energy of the Zero Point. Yeah, this orb thingy. You have to remember, back when the Visitor's rocket exploded in the sky and created the very first rift in Fortnite's storyline, you could actually hear him say the words, "Zero Point Oscillator on." This confirms that rifts are created by the energy taken from the Zero Point. So what is the Zero Point exactly? I mean, we had a glimpse of it in Chapter 1, but it's quite vague as to what this thing is. Basically, the Zero Point has been the key to the entire Fortnite storyline and is the link between Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. It's a source of energy that's hosted on the Fortnite island and has the power to open rifts capable of linking every universe out there, including Marvel's. It's the Zero Point's energy that Galactus was drawn to, and that's not just our theory. On the official Marvel website, they confirm that the two discover an extremely powerful, mysterious source of energy known as the Zero Point. So looping this back, what does this have to do with Tony Stark? Well, Stark is clearly aware of the Zero Point's existence and is going to use its power to bring all the help he can to defeat Galactus. This even includes some kind of time travel. Over on his whiteboard at the Stark workshop, Iron Man is seen drawing up his plans for the impending doomsday. On this whiteboard, you can see all kinds of references to real-life science, and trust me, I had to look into this. It's kind of a headache, but I'll try to explain it. There are diagrams which belong to a wormhole, light cone, toroidal black hole, magnetic field, and more. All of those things I just listed are actually scientific theories to do with time travel. Looks like Fortnite did some research. I know this is complicated, but trust me, stick around, it's worth it. For the wormhole, this is a direct reference to the rifts themselves. It's pretty much proven that the rifts in Fortnite are literally wormholes between dimensions. The rifts are made up of zero-point energy, which makes a ton of sense. It's why the season is called Nexus War. The Nexus is the world in between dimensions. It's the middle point between two universes, and it's where you could find the 0 point. We've seen the Nexus before in both the butterfly dimension and the vault. So with Season 4 being called the Nexus War, it confirms what we've known all along. The island is going to war with Galactus over control of the Nexus, the 0 point. This isn't a battle to save the island, it's a battle to save the Nexus. If Galactus ate the 0 point, he would destroy the entire fabric of reality. Because of this, Tony Stark needs to harness the 0 point's power to rift his friends onto the island, and he's been doing experiments with these new POIs. It explains why we see the appearance of rifts on the island just before a new POI is added, because it's Tony Stark doing this. It seems that once Tony brings back up to the island in the form of Ant-Man, Black Panther, some more mutants from X-Men, even the Collector for some reason, we'll see these skins appear in the item shop. It's not just those guys either, with people like Spider-Man, Venom, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, and more being teased by Fortnite's other Marvel comics. And all of this brings the question, what's next? Galactus is coming, and the island is preparing to fight him over the 0 point, but it's time we finally take a peek at the future so all of us can prepare for what's about to come. Oh, and we got a lot of juicy info. Who doesn't want to hear about what's to come? So we've already established that the main storyline for the season is the impending arrival of Galactus. He's traveling to us fast and getting closer by the day, but he's not the only thing that'll be happening in the future as Season 4 progresses. From leaks, we know that the Collector's Museum will be the 4th POI to be rifted onto the Fortnite island. If you didn't know, the Collector is a being who is 1 billion years old. Over the years, he's collected thousands of artifacts that he displays in his museum. You might recognize him from Guardians of the Galaxy or as the dude Thanos takes an Infinity Stone from in Avengers. Well, this museum is going to be a location in the future and is going to host many Fortnite lore-related artifacts. We don't know why Tony Stark would choose to rift in the Collector of all people, although he's incredibly wise and experienced. He knows a lot about the universe and might help the rest of the Marvel characters by educating them on Galactus and his weaknesses, or maybe, and this is what I think, using his artifacts to achieve victory. Another upcoming change to Fortnite's island in Season 4 is the obvious change that Tony Stark is making to the map. In the top right, there's a huge dome that's being created by his rift beacons, and it's going to summon a massive POI when it's ready. We're left with speculation as to what his POI is going to be, although I personally think it's either going to be Avengers Tower or Stark's Mansion. There is a league challenge that tells us we're going to get Stark's Lab, and a majority of the time in Marvel Comics, Stark's Lab is located inside of Avengers Tower. Some food for thought. Also, leaks for Iron Man's Whiplash have been found, which means we'll have a garage in his lab, as well as some Stark Industry chests, which might contain some mythic items like new superhero abilities. Speaking of league challenges, there are some future challenges which hint at more Sentinels appearing around the map. If you didn't know, the Sentinels are huge robots created by Trask Industries, and they are effectively the side villains of Season 4. Trask Industries is a company that tracks down mutants like the X-Men and captures them to remove their powers. The Sentinels were created by them to hunt down these mutants and defeat them, although with the Sentinel graveyard on the map right now, you probably shouldn't hunt down Wolverine. Wolverine hunts down you. Everyone's main goal is to protect the 0 point from Galactus, and if Trask Industries gets in their way, it'll be a major distraction. Luckily, Wolverine is doing his thing right now and taking them out, but someone is in Trask Mutant's containment truck, and I'm intrigued to see who's in there and if they'll break out soon. As for this season's live event, some of the files actually hint at it taking place on Halloween this year. October 31st is when the comics and the BattlePass screen disappear, and it could mean that we get our live event somewhere around this time. The live event will almost certainly be the climax of Chapter 2 so far, with Galactus getting close enough to the island to try and consume the 0 point. I'm expecting a battle similar to the final showdown, with the heroes of the island banding together against Galactus. How will they defeat him though? He's the most powerful villain in the Marvel universe. Well, we're about to find out. One theory I have is Tony Stark might be harvesting the 0 point's power to create a rift strong enough to teleport Galactus away and save the day. The problem is, this might not be a strong enough solution. The entire universe is on a high-speed train to destruction, and it's up to us to stop it. But hey, click on screen right now to check out this video. This has been Tommy, and you're watching Top 5 Gaming.